Welcome to my brand new podcast. This is a weird angle because my camera isn't really working well, so we're going to have to be right here. So, welcome guys. I'm very excited to be sharing my life with you. No, not actually. I'm here to help people out, help girls, and just give my tips and overall experiences. But first, I will tell you a little bit about myself. So, my name's Katie. I'm 16 years old, and I'm currently home now, but I do go to school, and I love grades. I love studying and just locking in. I have a dog, and I don't know how I'm supposed to really introduce myself, but I live in Canada. And I discovered influencing a while back when I was working and started school. I wanted to be something in the YouTube industry and just kind of like show myself out there because I was like, well, I might have potential. But I was like, yeah, so I was an ambassador for Every Jewels and Pharmacy, and I was doing really well with them actually, and I just kept that going for a while until 2025. The summertime I was working, so I couldn't really keep that up, so I took a break for a while. So as you can see on my YouTube, there was a couple of months gaps um on there in the timeline. So yeah, so I took a break from that and then just started up recently. I'd say December maybe or so, but yeah, I'm really glad to be back and to be starting podcasts and starting these new tips and course outlines for people. Because I believe you can, if you have a dream, you can definitely fulfill it and just get on with it. And it took a while to be starting this and just, keep like the horse like on the road. I was like really thinking, I was like, well, I don't know. I don't really have the time for a podcast or I don't feel like it. Like, what if I mess up? But then I was like, you know what? If you don't do it and you don't stay consistent now and you keep planning, you're gonna be stuck in the same hole forever, forever pretty much. If you don't just get going and just move along and try to like do things, because we can plan all day, but planning doesn't mean anything unless we actually do it. And this is the year of the horse, and we just have to now push along and just put ourselves out there, get out of our comfort zone, and just do it. I think, you know, this is a big opportunity, and I'm glad to have support, and whoever else wants to join me on this journey definitely can. So, yep. I do YouTube as well, and TikTok. I do Instagram too. I post a lot on there, so you guys can check that out. On my link tree, or I'll put the link in the bio. But yeah, I think we should get started. I have my computer here, so if you see me looking to the side, that's what I'm doing. But yeah, so the first thing we're going to talk about is, well, our first module is going to be about understanding ourselves. And you must be like, I know myself. I'm literally like, I know me, obviously. And if you're like kind of like me, maybe you spend time a lot on your own, or you find you're by yourself a lot, you know? You could be thinking, yeah, I definitely understand myself. I'm with myself all the time. But that doesn't mean you could understand yourself that much, and I'll explain why. Sometimes we usually tend to live on autopilot mode, you know? Like that's what I did for a while. I would not focus and I just kind of be like being by myself but just being on autopilot, like doing the next thing after the other all the time. And I'll get into that a later bit in the podcast, but yeah, anyways, you could be living on autopilot mode. You could be not thinking and just like working, moving, whatever, exercising. But you could not be understanding yourself at all because you're not giving yourself the time of day to understand yourself. You could literally be just living your life all by yourself for days and you still do not understand yourself. How does that work? Well, I'll get to that. Maybe if we're thinking about others or we're spending too much time worrying about our friends, oh, I haven't seen them in a while, I haven't talked to them. They called me, I didn't pick up the phone, like I was busy, whatever. No, you're not spending the time by yourself to actually think about yourself and put work into your own being. You're not doing that. Even if you're not even around those people and you're stuck in your head, you're on Snapchat, then it's not me back. You should be working on yourself, honey. These are the years. These are the years you should be working on yourself and taking the time to really put work into it. Because the more you're alone, the more fun you can have. To really think about how you can be a better person for your friends and work up the courage to be, your dream self, right? And we all have a dream, right? We all have our thoughts and what we want to do, but we're never going to get there if we keep obsessing. Obsessing. That's our word for the day. Obsessing. We need to stop that. We need to stop obsessing over things that are not real. Because they really aren't. You need to get out of your head and you just really need to work on yourself because you only have yourself. When you leave school, you have yourself. So what are you going to do with that? Take the time now to understand yourself so you'll be better acquainted for the future when you are by yourself and you're like, wait, I do not know who this is. And then it takes more time and more time and more process because you're not taking the time to just stay still and be like, wait, who is this that I look in the mirror every day? Who is this person? So that's what we are going to be talking about. There's a framework that goes with understanding yourself, like the method, the self-discovery. How do we discover who we truly are if we're always busy or we're not taking the time to really know who we are? Well, there's a way we can. We usually are disconnected with ourselves in many different ways. And like I explained, you could be on autopilot mode. And I understand because life gets busy, things get tough, you're a teenager, you're having fun, you're doing your things. You don't have time to really just be still and be like, who is this? Well, I'm here to tell you, dear, that we can find out who you are. What's something that makes you ticked? Like, really, really mad? Like, who is, like, oh, like you get so angry over the smallest tiny things. That's one way you can tell that you could be on the edge. If you get angry really, really quick, there could be something wrong. And you could be mad at yourself and disconnected, and you could end up hating yourself. And we don't want that, so. What makes you ticked? Like, let's say there's a traffic jam and you're like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna be late for whatever, sports, basketball. I'm gonna be late. How about you take the time to really sit with yourself? Notice that you have a hard time sitting with yourself because you're in a traffic jam? Like, honey, where's the basketball court gonna go? Is it gonna grow legs and walk away? Nope. You have to realize that you just have to realize that sitting with yourself is okay. It's okay to be alone with yourself and not constantly rushing and always moving and thinking. It's okay. I'm here to tell you that the only way you're going to figure it out to get started, you have to understand yourself before we get into all the big topics about self-improvement, wellness habits, how to keep on track, whatever. Oh, whoops. Guys, I'm back. That was a little tricky. But yeah, you have to understand yourself to be able to realize who you are, right? You have to understand yourself to get to that point in life where you're like, this is my dream job, this is my dream house, this is my dream career, whatever. You're my dream car, like literally. To get your dream, you have to believe in yourself and work on yourself and know yourself before you can get those. And this is the fundamentals of it. So, finding out what makes you tick is also a good way to find out who you truly are and understanding yourself. with personal growth and everything, to understand what makes you angered, easily angered, is what you're going to destroy. Destroy what makes you, what puts you down, what puts you low, what makes you mad. Destroy that. Because that means there's an issue there. And we don't need issues. We need to destroy that. How do we destroy it? Well, we use the method called exposure therapy, where we expose ourselves to it so often that our mind has to ignore it, because it comes to a point. You have to go through the pain. You're going to get angry. You're going to get frustrated. Go through it so you can find out who you truly are. Get rid of the distractions while you can, because they're not going anywhere unless you deal with them. So, let's say, what makes me easily angered? If there's a mess, like if I see a mess, if my sibling leaves something everywhere, or like my mom, or like anything, if there's a mess, I get angry. Why do I get angry though? It's a house. Like, it doesn't make sense. Like, why are you getting angry if there's stuff everywhere? Maybe you have a hard time maybe I have a hard time seeing stuff, and I'm like, well, like, seeing stuff everywhere like a mess, and I feel like I'm a mess. So it makes me pick on them for something, like a small, tiny thing, like they leave a sweater on a chair. Like, that is not normal, right? And we have to realize that these small things, we have to find out what the true main basis and purpose is of it, to really understand a part of ourselves, the distractions. So it's good to really focus on that and just think, what what makes me angry? What makes me mad? Because that's a small thing to be mad at, you know? And I'm still trying to figure it out. So we really have to expose ourselves to things we do not like until we really have to push through it. And then we were like, wait, I didn't even notice that happened. Because it'll come to a point where you can retrain your brain to realize that it's not that deep. So, lesson number 2. Guys, we have to find out what our true authenticity is. Who we truly are, what makes us excited, what makes us happy, and why we shut down. We're we have to find out who we truly are without having to please others and look up to others and be like, I want to be like them, like, oh, they're so pretty, oh, they're so cool. Why does everybody like them? Everybody likes them because their energy is good. They have good energy. They have good vibes. They're not thinking about, oh, what others think of them. They're having a good time. They're not thinking about others. The more you think about others and like trying to please them, and in fact, like, it's good to think about others and be kind and put others first. But when you're obsessing, guys, we recognize that word. When we're obsessing over what they think about us, our energy gets stolen from us, like, because we're putting so much energy into them, we lose our energy, and then we're left with, like, what authenticity, like, what are we, where's our energy? The only way people are going to like us, or people are going to accept us, if you want to be really accepted, you have to just fuck it, like, literally just fuck it. You have to just, be yourself. Because if they don't like you for that, then you're not going to have luck, and you're going to be just keep pleasing people over and over again. If someone doesn't like you, that's their problem. It has nothing to do with you. You're perfect. Well, none of us are perfect, but you are fine the way you are. You don't need others to be accepted. You don't need the special sporty kid to like you, to feel cool. You don't need that. Oh, the hockey boy to have eyes on you. Like, no, that's gross. You don't need others to be obsessed with you. If you're obsessed with them, you don't need that. You're gonna lose your authenticity. How do you say it? Authenticity. You don't need to lose your authenticity. We all have our enthusiastic part about us. What makes us happy, what makes us joyful. We see a dog, we go nuts in front of our crush. Like, that's what authenticity is. When we hug our mom in front of our classmates, like, that's who we are. That's just who we are. Who you are is your energy, your authenticity, your vibe, the way you are. So the only way you're gonna ever find who you truly are is if you find out what makes you happy and not shutting yourself down to please others. What makes you happy without pleasing others? Let's say you're an artistic kid. You love painting. You've always loved painting, horseback riding, whatever it is. You just love it. But then when you start getting older, going to high school, something changes about you. You notice the other kids and how everyone loves the sporty kids and the athletic kids, and you're like, well, hold on a sec. You start liking basketball all of a sudden. You start joining the soccer team, even though you hate it and you suck at it. You try to go do swimming classes. You exercise and go to the gym 6 days a week when you used to go 3 days a week. Extra cardio. What's going on? Your mom starts asking questions. You seem depleted and disconnected and just unorganized, and you're upset and angry. You blow up at your siblings, and mom's like, "What's going on?" What's going on is you shut down the true part of yourself that was alive, your authenticity. You shut her down to try to look like others and please others and get others' attention and valuability. So you shut down the part of who you are, the artsy kid that loved doing art, doing horseback riding, because you wanted to be higher. You wanted to be like the other kids. You wanted to be cool. You noticed that. You noticed that people seem to pay more attention to the sporty kids. So you're like, I can do that too. Why? Why do that to yourself? You don't need that. You don't need to ruin the part of yourself that makes you happy. Why are you trying to do that when you're just gonna be more angry? You're gonna be more angry at yourself. You don't know who you are, and in the future, you're gonna realize, wait a sec, I shut down the years I could have been artsy and I had the time to do art, and now I'm working a full-time job. Like, not saying you can't be artsy, but you'll be busy in the future, right? So why did you shut yourself down when that's a small section in the world? When pretend Paris is full of art and tourists go there. Not tourists go there all the time to see the art. But you focus on a small part in school. But that's how it is, right? Like, we get insecure when we're younger. We're trying to find our way out, figure our way out. But it gets to a point when you get older, and it's like, yeah, we don't need that, guys. And we're trying to I'm not trying to criticize, but we're just trying to figure out ourselves, right? So don't ruin your authenticity. And I can make an episode on how to get it back, obviously, because I lost my authenticity once. And it's coming from experience, and it's just trying to be like someone else, trying to be someone you aren't, being an imposter, and how angry it can make you feel, and how upset you are, because that's not who you truly are, and you're not going to feel aligned with yourself if you're not doing what you used to do. You're not going to be aligned with yourself if you're trying to be someone you can't be. It's just the way it is. And yeah, so understanding yourself comes with many, many things. So I challenge you guys to really ask yourself, what is it that truly makes me happy? Is it reading my book? Is it drawing pictures? Is it painting sunsets? Like, what is it? Is it really like, and you could be loving basketball, but all your other friends play volleyball, so you'll quit basketball to play volleyball. Why? Why don't you do what truly is who you are? Be different, because being different is who you are. Who wants to be the same cookie cutter mold? Who wants, like, I know you want to be like the others, but you're never going to find your true self. And when you get older, you're going to be lost. You're not going to know who you are in your own home. Figure out who you are while you can. Whoa. But yeah, guys, I'm just saying, try to find out who you are this week. Take the time to really sit with yourself and actually focus. Try meditating. You can meditate. You could listen to music and just stop trying to rush around, move around, get things done, plan. Just sit with yourself and think, what makes you who you truly are? Some of us get uncomfortable even journaling or talking to ourselves. But I suggest those two things could actually really help you find out who you truly are. Journaling, just putting the pen to the paper, that could do big things. You could find out who you truly are just by focusing on your writing technique, your skills, sitting with yourself, just trying to talk to yourself and figure out who you are. Because you only have so much time to be able to do that and live life and go have fun with your friends, being yourself. Because when you are yourself and you find out what you truly like without pleasing anyone, people are going to love you. It's just the way it is. Not like you want them to love you or anything, but you'll attract. You won't have to chase. Because when you don't chase, you attract. When you chase, the only reason why we chase is because we're afraid. Fear, the biggest thing. We chase because we're afraid we won't attract. When you let go of that fear, step by step and minute by minute, you're going to realize you never needed to chase in the first place. Period. So really, try to take this time to really focus on yourself. Try to think for just a challenge. Challenge this week. Spend some time with yourself. Stop rushing around and just think for a second. Who am I? Ask yourself, what makes me come alive? Try to find out what makes you come alive. Try things you used to do. Try to bring that spirit up because now's the time, guys. That's my chore for you. And remember, the only way you'll change, the only way you'll ever change, I've heard of a thing that people don't change. You always stay the same. But I think that's being called stuck in the box, and it's time to get out of the box. I will be making another lesson on Saturday, so join me then. Okay, guys? And also these are modules and like lessons because I'm starting a podcast. So this is like my opening to a podcast. So yeah, join my lessons and at the end I'll be having a full-on podcast posting once a week. So I'm super excited for you guys and I'm super excited myself to be able to just share with you guys my story and helpful tips and just living with my fam because you guys are my fam. You guys are my gang. But anyways, guys, thank you so much for watching this and taking the time to really think and use these skills I'm giving you. But always remember, don't chase, attract. Love you guys. Bye.